So we're just about to head up to the crag, and we thought we'd just talk to you about what compromises a good climbing rack. Okay. This harness is more suited to trad climbing. Okay, so it's got loads of gear loops, so obviously that's really good to separate your gear, and you just don't have to worry about not fitting it all on where it is. You need a climbing helmet, so you can get like the polystyrene plastic shells or like the harder shell. This is my personal helmet. You need a good pair of climbing shoes. Again, you can get all sorts of different climbing shoes, so you can get real aggressive ones. These are kind of semi-aggressive, so they've got a little bit of a downturn. The main thing you want is, obviously, it needs to fit your foot properly, and you want your toes nice and snug in the toe box there. Okay, so this is my chalk bag. So I use prusik cord, so just accessory cord on my chalk bag. Just if I'm ever climbing, if I ever drop my prusik or for some reason don't have it, if I need a bit of tap for any reason, I've got some on me there. And then a guidebook, so you know where you're going. Inside your guidebook you should already set it up where you're going. So this is where me and Joe are heading today. So we're going to go and do route number 1, and then we're going to finish on route number 4. Okay, so it's always worth taking that, and again clip it on with a carabiner to the back of your harness just so you don't lose that. So we've got a couple of different ones here. So we've got our size 1 to 11 nuts. Okay, so they're just like your general bog standard nut, like loads of different companies make them. What I tend to do is separate them out, so I've got big nuts and small nuts. Okay, and I'll put them on different carabiners in different sides of my harness, so you've always got an option. We've got offsets. Okay, so you can kind of, as you can see from these, they've got a thinner edge and a wider edge for different size cracks. Okay. And right down to our small sizes, we've got our peanuts. Okay, so real small, similar to our offsets. Okay, so they've got a fatter edge and a thinner edge. 5 different sizes. Okay, they've all got this option on the sling. So once you've clipped it, if you need to extend it, if you pull on the bit that's got the sewn termination, it makes it a bit longer, and it extends it out to avoid rope drag. Again, what I do with these is I separate them down. So I have three big ones and 2 smaller ones, and then they go on opposite sides of my harness, so you've got a good range of kit. Got a few different sizes here. So starting with our 12cm QuickDraws. Okay, they've got a taped sling in the middle here. One end is fixed. Okay, so that fixed end is what you want to clip the rope with, and then one end is loose that attaches to the gear. 18cm QuickDraws, and then right up to 25. Okay, these are like all-round QuickDraws, so you can use them on sport climbing, trad climbing, like mixed winter climbing. Your more traditional trad climbing QuickDraws are generally just slings with 2 snap gates attached. Okay, so these are kind of similar to our walnuts, slightly different shape. And whereas our walnuts kind of fit in cracks, okay, these go in and they actually work on like a camming motion. So you slide it in, and then when it comes on the load, it'll cam round and lock itself in. Okay, so they come in sizes like 1 to 4. And the same with the cams, you can extend these out. Okay, so just take the snap gate and the sewn termination, and then you can just pull it, and then that's nice and extended. And you may not even need to use a QuickDraw on that as well. You want a couple of different types of carabiners. So we've got our HMS carabiners. On here we've got D carabiners. Okay, so HMS carabiners are real good for when you get to a belay. You can put 2 clove hitches on, and then the D carabiners are used when you're clipping the gear, basically. So you set your gear up, clip the carabiner on, the rope goes up to the gear, back to your clove hitch. I colour coordinate mine. Okay, so I've got green ones, so when I'm taking people out, I can just say all you need to worry about today is every time you see a green carabiner, you're going to clip it, and it just helps separate things a little bit. Just for safety, take a couple of prusiks. So it's just accessory cord, again on 2 D carabiners. Okay, if you can wrap it around itself so it just goes nice and neat away. Okay, and I just clip those on the back of my harness. Definitely worthwhile if you're going to abseil, always back yourself up with a prusik. Never just abseil just on the rope. Last thing you need is a nut key. Okay, I've got mine just on a snap gate. Some people put theirs on like a bungee cord, okay, and they clip that to the harness. The reason you might put it on a bungee is just so you can leave it attached to your harness and you've got a bit more reach. The downside of this is if I obviously let go of that, it's going to drop off the cliff. Why do you need a nut key? So if you can't get any of your gear out, you can normally get it out with a nut key. Okay, so the nuts you can kind of tap back in. Some of the cams you can hook on the lobes and just get it out a bit easier.